he's our featured composer, and it was my those kind of ideas are usually my ideas.
Okay.
And I just thought it would be great to hear Kelli sing some of that stuff. She and I have done a lot of things together, and we talked about if we do a small evening together, what might it be? And then this came along at the perfect time for us to develop something. So this is the first outing for this evening, but it's kind of our shared musical lives, and then in the centerpiece of it will be an alt Harold Arlen section. We're going to do things from our shared lives all around the evening also.
I see. Well, I'm just thinking about Harold Arlen. He was one of those great songwriters from the 30s. Those songs, it's amazing how well they hold up, just musically and lyrically also.
The lyrics are fantastic, and we've tried them out on a few people and we haven't done the whole program. And the lyrics knock people out because they're so direct and so passionate in a way that makes, I'm sorry to say, contemporary lyrics sometimes just sound like flat.
Yeah,
because,
well, exactly.
They're all trying to say the same thing, but these are wrapped in such poetry, and he worked with such great people. We'll be doing some Johnny Mercer, some Yip Harburg, and some Ira Gershwin. And, they just didn't get better than that. The really interesting thing is how few people know that Harold Arlen wrote those songs that he wrote. And that was one of the reasons I wanted to do it, is just to get out there and remind folks. And we're going to hit some of the hits, like Stormy Weather and Somewhere Over a Rainbow. But people are like, wow, he wrote that. It seems to always be the reaction when they do this, and that's one of the reasons I want to do it. I love the music. He's of his own voice musically, and then he worked with all the greatest lyricists.
Yeah. Some of those songs that he wrote with Mercer just are impeccable. They're perfect American songs. They really are.
Yep.
Arlen had a special feel for the blues, and again with Johnny Mercer wrote some just incredible song, bluesy, but it's not that backwoods blues. It's a very sophisticated blues.
It's and nobody, I've been reading what people have to say about that, and I have my own opinions because he uses blues gestures, blues vocabulary, and like you said, he doesn't use that standard 12-bar blues form. But there is something yearning, I find, in all his music, whether or not he's using that blues vocabulary in a particular song. There is just something, you just feel him, whatever it is, if it's Judy Garland writing. He wrote specifically for her and for Lena Horne and for great people who, and I don't know, it's how much of a holistic thing it was, the creation of this stuff. His own background, he was the son of a Jewish cantor, and some of those same blues intervals exist in rabbinical music, and it's hard to pin down exactly what was intentional and what was just how he expressed himself.
Right. And Kelli, of course, has an innate feel for this music, doesn't she?
Absolutely. And also respect, having grown up studying opera and being a classical singer, and then really getting into pop music via Broadway and shows like Pajama Game, where she co-starred opposite Harry Connick. I really think that was a great learning experience for her, understanding how to present the Great American Songbook. But she really does have a feel for these lyrics, and we both respect the music as if it were great American art song. Not that it is performed in a rigid way the way you would great German art song, but in a completely American, authentic way.
Mm-hmm. And how about the arrangements? Are they some of them going to be yours, or are you going to use the original sheet music from back in the 30s?
a few of them. When the sheet music was really superior, there are a handful of them that are going to be close to that. We had a great rehearsal with the little band I'm bringing down, and it's always a big discussion about, do we go with his original harmonization of a phrase, or do we go with what it's kind of evolved into in the last 60 years?
Right, yeah.
And a bunch of times, it's fairly democratic band rehearsal, but his original harmonization was voted the hipper thing to do.
Uh-huh.
So there are going to be places where we go back to what he did. And it's really, he just really had a unique voice.